It is true that on 6 May, we presented the report to the Parliament in the presence of both chambers, Parliament and the Senate. The report highlighted key achievement, but also highlighted key areas of improvement. What we presented in the Parliament, one was the budget coverage, which was high, which was 96.1% of the total expenditure that the government incurred in the year ended 2024 June. That is the biggest percentage we have ever covered. Then also there was an increase in performance, especially in financial management. 94% of entities that we audited got unqualified opinion on financial reporting. In the previous year, the entities that got unqualified opinion were 92%. Regarding the compliance with laws and regulations, entities also scored 75% in terms of complying with laws and regulations. The last year, the performance was at 69%. But also on use of public resources, what we call value for money audit, entities also scored 66%. When we compare with the previous year, I think on that aspect, entities scored 59%. In terms of implementation of audit recommendations, there was a slight improvement. They scored 60% from 59% last year. So overall, the total entities that we audited were 239 entities from 208 that we audited last year. But also, we increased the number of performance audits. This year we did 18 performance audits. We covered all sectors of government, all sectors of our socio-economic aspect. So we did 18 performance audit. We did 7 IT audit. We also did 10 special audit. So generally, this is what we did in terms of performance. We saw a good improvement in the financial reporting, but also we saw areas of improvement, especially in project management, at the same time also in service delivery. Generally, most of the public entities performed well, generally. And the adverse opinion on financial statement was only 2%. There were few entities that got adverse opinion of preparation of financial statement. Also, on compliance with laws and regulations, it was also 2%, few institutions. With regard to the use of public resources, entities that got adverse opinion were 4%. So now, generally, most of the entities performed well. In local government, it was the first time that we see local government or district, except one, getting unqualified opinion in financial statement. Also getting unqualified opinion on compliance with laws, 14 of them got unqualified opinion. We see a great improvement in local government. but also other public entities also are getting an qualified opinion. That shows that one, that we are improving our public service, our public financial management in general. Yes, we audited tenders that were given by public institutions through compliance audit. That's why now we are seeing improvement in the compliance, because entities scored 75% in the compliance. The first aspect we check in compliance is the compliance with procurement laws. So there were no major deviation from the procedure in terms of procurement. And also regarding the internal audit, we don't have major findings that shows that the internal auditors are not doing their job. But of course, the score was 75%. We need to have 100%. So the 25% remaining, I think entities should improve in the areas of procurement, because there are some gaps in the procurement, especially regarding giving reports, making proper tender evaluations, avoiding delays in the procurement processes. Those gaps are there in the report. So those internal mechanisms that government has put in place, to me, they are working. But of course, we need to continue improving in that area. I think on value for money also the score was a 66%, from 59% last year. There is a slight improvement, which is a 7% increase. The other 34% remaining is in areas we mentioned regarding contract management, project management, and also service delivery. These are the areas we see that government entities should put more effort to realize the value of the investment that we are making. So now on the question why that area is lagging behind compared to the other two aspects, financial reporting and compliance. You know, financial reporting, they have a chance because we audit a financial statement reporting. If we see that some transactions were not well reported in the financial statement, we give them a chance to correct. They have a chance to correct even when we are doing the audit. And then after correcting, they send to us the revised financial statement. If we are okay with the revised financial statement, then we give them a clean audit opinion. But on compliance with laws, the moment we break the law, we don't comply. For us to know that you have corrected yourself, it will be next year when we come back to see if that law that you did not comply with, you have not repeated again the same mistake. So it takes 1 year. There's no chance of correcting that mistake or that non-compliance when we are still doing audit. But also, in terms of value for money, it goes with many aspects, including planning, including budget execution, including project implementation. So this one takes time to improve and to involve many key players to make changes. So that's why we are having 66%. We hope that with such improvement that we saw in the past, possibly in next years we see other improvement coming. Yeah, sincerely speaking, even myself, I'm not happy with such performance. Although there was a 1% increase from 59 to 60%. Normally, when we are doing the audit, we discuss with the public entities, heads of public entities, the recommendations. We agree on the recommendation to implement. Our expectation is to see these recommendations implemented when we come back. So having 60%, it is an area that can be improved. But some of the explanations that may come to us, there are some recommendations that may take years to be implemented, take time. Those ones we see. If we see something was done, but not done 100%, we give what we call partial implementation. If we see nothing was done, we say nothing was done. And those are under the 25% which we reported as recommendations not implemented. So our expectation is to continue trying to implement these recommendations. Let's hope, possibly in coming years, this percentage will increase, because everyone has a responsibility to implement this recommendation. It is even the law that public entities must implement Auditor General's recommendations. And the beauty of implementing recommendation, the moment you implement it, it is very hard to go back. When you implement it, we see greater, we see development, we achieve more, but also the beauty of it, you don't go back. You continue implementing. So our wish is to have that percentage increasing. Actually, there is a link. If you implement our recommendations, you have a chance of getting an qualified opinion. Because if we see everything was done as expected, we don't have anything to recommend to you. That means you have done a great job as expected. You get an qualified opinion in financial reporting. You get an qualified opinion in compliance with laws, but also unqualified conclusions in value for money. So there is a correlation. You implement 100%, you focus on the other things, then you continue moving. So it is very important to give time to these recommendations and implement them. If we come back and you see what we said last year was not implemented, it is also coming in your report as a new finding that this was not done and is still having impact on people's life, on performance of your entity. Therefore, it is a new query to you to work on. So you don't get the opinion, a good opinion on financial reporting. You don't get a good opinion on other aspects, being compliance with laws or value for money. So they go together. It's very important to implement this recommendation. When you implement, you also improve in the other aspect. If we go with statistics in terms of impact, today we are talking about 95%. But in the last 4 years, we were talking about 57%. It means we were not transparent enough in reporting, but this time we are more transparent. If we are transparent in reporting, definitely also you you do some good job in complying with laws and the regulations. And what we see in the financial statement, and we are able to trace them on the field. Already we see improvement in our lives. If I see money that was spent on the road in the books of account, go to the field, I see exactly that the road is there and was constructed. Already we are able to use that road. We are able to reduce the time of traveling. It is an improvement in our lives. If I see money that was budgeted for construction of schools, written in the books of account, and go to the field, I see exactly the school is there, and students are there in that class. Already we are getting unqualified opinion in the value for money, because the money that we see in the books of account has been properly used by the citizens. If I see money here in the books of account that we are going to build a hospital, and I go to the field, I see exactly the hospital is there. It is already value for Rwandans. So it is something that goes together. We don't see financial statement alone, we also see the value. So now, going to the statistic of 47 to 90, for 57 to 94%, you've seen also the other aspect of compliance also increasing from 69 to 75, and from 59 to 66%. So those aspects goes together. The more we comply with financial reporting, the more we comply with laws and the regulation, the more we see value. And that value goes back to the citizen in general. So this is what I can say in terms of improvement. Look, if you see the previous 3 years, in 2021, we had a waste for expenditure that was 3.5 billion. 2024 waste for expenditure were 6.4 billion.
Which year?
2022. And then in the year of 2023, those waste for expenditure reduced to 2.5 billion. This year we reported 2 billion. So we see a decrease in terms of money that we are losing. We don't want to continue losing this money. Our expectation is to have 0, not to have 2 billion being lost. But also, more importantly, if you read the report that we submitted to Parliament, there was an element of preventive money that was recovered through preventive approach. We reported this year 9.2 billion that was recovered through contract management. It is a new approach that we brought. We don't want to continue reporting the money was lost. When we were there, when we were auditing this contract, where this money is being lost. So 9.2 billion was recovered by the institutions. It's not Auditor General who recovered this money, but it is the institution that recovered this money through our audit that we used, through our methodology that we call preventive approach. So this money was put in a contract, but if we examine this contract, we saw some duplications. And this duplication were taking money. we see money that was paid for the work that was not there. But the chance of recovering this money was still there because the contract was still there and it was not concluded. We saw money that was put on the contract, but if we tried to see what this money is going to do on the field, we failed to get to correlate the money of what we are going to see on the field. So we are telling our colleagues in the heads of entities that we don't see value of this amount that we have put in this contract. You better not pay it this money. It is good that they have accepted our recommendations. When we went back, we had a conversation with them. They told us they haven't paid this money, and we asked evidence. We realized that this money was not paid. It is a good approach. We hope that this approach will save more money instead of continue saying that 2 billion was lost. And recovering it will take more time, and even it will require you to go through court process. That takes time. But if you see losses are likely to happen, and you prevent them right from the time that you saw it, it's a good approach. Already the approach is embedded in our procedures. We will continue to do it. We have even hired experts to do that job. Even where we see the process to be complex, our engineers that we have here can help. Most of this money was through construction contract. Our engineers are capable to detect those mistakes. We also have other auditors with special skills in all sectors, being agriculture, being in IT, being in environment. We have experts in those areas, so they will help. So it is already embedded in our procedure. We will continue doing it. But also we want our colleagues, heads of institutions, also to be very vigilant on this area, to check on their contract, to see whether what is written in the contract is what they are going to get on the field. If we work together, I hope that culture will change. We'll continue doing it. This year we have reported, I think, close to 1 billion also that is likely to be recovered. Next year, when we go back to those institutions, we'll be checking if this money was recovered.
About 20 billion?
No, it's about 1 billion. It was 913 million Rwanda francs. But also it's not through that demand that can be quantified, but also it is in the other things, including setting up big project. What do you expect? Will this project really yield results? So it's a matter of having a mindset of thinking, what am I expecting from this project that I'm going to implement? So they can prevent from their side, but also we will also check. If we see some losses are likely to happen, we will not fear to mention it. Yeah, the three takeaways. One is to register good improvement in financial reporting. Also improvement in compliance with laws and slight improvement in the value for money. That one we see a good trend. It's not yet 100%, but at least we should recognize what we have already achieved. The second takeaway is to improve our contract and project management. There are room for improvement to ensure that the project that we have today are implemented on time. Also, contract that we sign with different suppliers and contractors are also implemented without delays. And the third takeaway is service delivery. If you see that report, there are elements of service delivery that need to be improved across all sectors. So we must give service to people without a single delay. People should get what they deserve. That's the takeaway. And then for future focus, we are moving more. We are trying to improve the audit by increasing the number of performance audit. Because performance audit, it shows you where you have a gap in utilization of resources, in being efficient, but at the same time also in achieving what you want. It shows you where the gap is and what needs to be done. So this year we did 18 performance audits. Next year we shall also do the same number or increase in different areas. But also we shall touch each sector. Each sector is socio-economic life. We will have at least one performance audit in next audit that we are going to do. But also I call upon those who implement our recommendations. They take advantage to implement the recommendations that we have already discussed with them, written the report. So when we go back, if we see those recommendations were implemented, it is already development that we wish to see that will be happening. So my wish is to see all these recommendations implemented.